watching the Florida Sports Programming Network.
On the mound for the Golden Hawks, the left-hander, number 9, Ladies and gentlemen, I ask at this time, please remove your hat, stand if you're able, stand for a national anthem.
Bob, oh, he fell off the mound. A little outside. Good pitch though, Bob. Welcome everyone to Game 2 of the Class 3A Final Series from Miami Springs On the mound for the Hawks, it's a left-hander, Miguel Estevez. And the leadoff batter for the Sabres is the left fielder, Luchi Nava. He'll be followed by Diego Alvarez, the shortstop. And then it's Kevin Leon, the right fielder. And we're about to get underway right here from Shelley Dunkel Field in Miami Springs. First pitch is a strike. In the infield for the Hawks, playing third base, it's Gonzalez. Perez is at shortstop. Estevez behind the plate. Pereira behind the plate. Estevez on the mound. Torres at second base. It's a ground ball to Perez. Goes over to Soto for the first out. Andre Suarez is playing right field. Justin Mercado is in center field. And Argote is in right field. The batter's Diego Alvarez. Top of the first inning, no score. The wind is blowing straight out to center field here in Miami Springs. A good 15 miles an hour. Fair ball. Now he's going for two. There's a leadoff double for Luchi Nava. Apologize, that was Diego Alvarez with a double standing on second base with one out in the top of the first inning in a scoreless game. Kevin Leon, the batter. Kevin Leon steps in from the left side to face the lefty Estevez with Diego Alvarez on second base after a leadoff double. Alvarez comes into third base on the pass ball. Rafael Rizzo steps into the box for the Sabres to face Estevez with two out and a runner on third base in the top of the first inning in a score 3A final. The Sabres leave one, they get none, and we head to the bottom of the first inning in a scoreless game here in Miami Springs in a Class 3A Game 2 final series. On the mound for the Sabres, it's the junior right-hander, Jan Perez. And at bat, it's the senior catcher for the Hawks, Kelvin Pereira. Scoreless game, bottom of the first inning from Miami Springs in a Game 2 of a Class 3A regional final series. Base hit for Pereira to lead it off. Spencer Hilton is coming in to run for Pereira at first base. Miguel Estevez steps in to face Jan Perez in the bottom of the first inning in no scoreless game from Miami Springs. Michael Miquez comes in to run for Estevez at first base. Perez steps in to bat. Nobody out, runners on first and second base in a scoreless game, bottom of the first inning. That one's hit on the ground, and he gets by Alvarez Hilton stops at third, and the bases are going to be loaded for the Hawks. Jordani Gonzalez steps in to face Perez with the bases loaded in the bottom of the first inning in a scoreless game. No outs. That one's hit to Alvarez. He goes to one. Over to Roca. Double play. The Hawks are up 1-0. Soto hits his first pitch into center field. Hereda's there with an excellent play for the third out. The Hawks leave none, but they get one. We head to the top of the second inning with your score, 1-0 in favor of the home team, the Golden Hawks. You're watching FSPN. Top of the second in a 1-0 game, Brandon Roca steps in for the Sabres to face Estevez. Torres makes a play for the first out. Giancarlo Guzman steps in to face Estevez. Top of the second, 1-0 game. Guzman goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. Now batting is the DH, Matt Proven, the freshman for the Sabres, to face Estevez. Swing and a miss, strike three. Nothing across the board for the visiting Sabres. We head to the bottom of the second from Miami Springs, and your score is 1-0 in favor of the Golden Hawks, and you're watching FSPN. Taylor Ancheta, DH, and he grounds one to the right side. He gets past Garcia for a base hit. In the bottom of the second inning, Austin Argote steps in with no outs, runner on first base in a 1-0 game. Argote goes to first base. Here comes Sebastian Fernandez to talk to John Perez. Jordan Torres steps in to face Perez after a brief mound visit from Sebastian Fernandez, the pitching coach for the Sabres. Squares to bunt. The bases are going to be loaded for Justin Mercado. Bases are loaded for Justin Mercado. Nobody out. Bottom of the second, a 1-0 game. Second inning in a row that Springs has loaded the bases. One's going to score. Ricardo's going to have a bases clearing triple. There's Domingo to give him 5. That's going to be it for JP. 4-0 game, bottom of the second inning. In a game 2 of a Class 3A final series. Alex Rizzo is the new pitcher for the Sabres, and he'll face Kelvin Pereira in a 4-0 game, bottom of the third inning. Nobody out, runner on third base for the Hawks, who are already up 4-0. Strike three called. Estevez, the batter, to face Rizzo. The infield's in. Runner on third base is Justin Mercado. He hit a bases clearing triple. And the Hawks are up 4-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Guzman makes a catch in foul territory. The runner holds. 2 outs for Roydan Perez with a runner on third base in a 4-0 game to face Rizzo. That got a piece of him. 2 outs, runners in the corners for the Hawks, and the batters Jordani Gonzalez. Ground ball to Alvarez. Goes the short way for the third out. And we go to the top of the third inning with the Hawks up 4-0. From Miami Springs, you're watching FSPN. Heredia steps in at the top of the third inning. A 4-0 game to face Estevez. Base hit for Georgie. Fhsaa steps in, top of the third inning. No outs, runner on first base to face Estevez. It's a ground ball to Gonzalez. He goes to Torres, not in time. The leadoff batter, Luchi Nava, steps in to face Estevez with 1 out and a runner on first base. The top of the third inning in a 4-0 game from Miami Springs. Two outs. Diego Alvarez, the shortstop, steps in with 2 outs in the top of the third in a 4-0 game. He lifts that one to Argote. Argote makes a catch for the third out. The Sabres leave 1, they get none. We head to the bottom of the third inning with your score, 4-0 from Shelley Dunkel Field in Miami Springs. You're watching FSPN. Soto, the batter, and he grounds to Alvarez at shortstop. Steps in for the Hawks to face Rizzo in the bottom of the third, and he hits a ground ball over to Garcia. Nice pick by Rizzo at first base for the second out. Argote steps in with 2 outs to face Rizzo in the bottom of the third in a 4-0 game. Leon makes the catch for the third out. We head to the top of the fourth inning. 4-0 game from Shelley Dunkel Field in Miami Springs, and you're watching FSPN. Kevin Leon steps in to bat to face Estevez. Top of the fourth inning. 4-0 game from Miami Springs. One out, top of the fourth. The catcher Rizzo steps in with one out in the top of the fourth inning to face Estevez. Estevez has 6 strikeouts already in 4 innings for the Hawks. This one over to Gonzalez, bobbles it. Comes up and he's safe at first. With 1 on and 1 out, the Sabres send up Brian Roca in the top of the fourth inning to face Miguel Estevez. Runners on first and second with 1 out. One out for Guzman with runners on first and second. It's a big strikeout for Estevez and the Hawks. 2 outs. 2 runners on and 2 outs for Mason Provin. The top of the fourth. That's croqueta number 8 for Estevez in a 4-0 game. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. From Shelley Dunkel Field in Miami Springs, you're watching FSPN. Yordan Torres steps in the bottom of the fourth inning to face Alex Rizzo in a 4-0 game. Torres had the game-winning hit in yesterday's 5-0 game. Torres lifts one high to Heredia in the gap. It's going to go all the way to the fence, and he's going to go for 3. Here's the cutoff. He's in there with the triple. 2 triples for the Hawks. Justin Mercado at the plate for the Hawks with nobody out and a runner on third base in the bottom of the fourth inning in a 4-0 game from Shelley Dunkel Field in Miami Springs.
Mercado with a trip. That gets away from Rizzo on a wild pitching. In comes Torres.
After a brief mound visit from pitching coach Sebastian Fernandez, Alex Rizzo stays in the game to face Justin Mercado in a 5-0 game, the bottom of the fourth inning from Shelley Dunkel Field in Miami Springs. You're watching FSPN. Kelvin Pereira steps in, the leadoff batter for the Hawks, to face Alex Rizzo with a runner on third base and 1 out. Hits that one to Garcia. Nobody on and 2 out in the bottom of the fourth inning. Miguel Estevez steps in for the Hawks. The Hawks are up 5-0.
Delivers a base hit into straight away center.
Mike Hez is running for Estevez on first base, and yours batter Roydan Perez. Center fielder Jorge Heredia steps in the top of the 5th inning to face Esteves in a 5-0 game, a Region 4 Class A Game 2 final series. Leadoff walk to Heredia. Matthew Garcia is the batter for the Sabres. Nobody out and a runner on. Top of the 5th inning in a 5-0 regional final Game 2 in Class 3A from Miami Springs. Strike 3 called. 1 out. Luchinava steps in with 1 out and 1 on. Top of the 5th inning. Squares the bunt. There's one hit between Mercado.
High in the air, and
Suarez comes over and makes the catch for the 2nd out.
cruising over from right field, Andres Suarez.
2 outs in the 5th inning for Diego Alvarez with a runner on. Alvarez hits one foul. Gonzalez makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 5th. The Sabres leave 1, they get none. Your score is 5-0 in the Class 3A Region 4 Game 2. You're watching FSPN.
3, 2, 1, let's go!
Alex Rizzo is still the pitcher for the Sabres. He's going to face Jordani Gonzalez, the 3rd baseman for the Hawks, in a 5-0 game in the bottom of the 5th inning from Shelley Dunkel Field in Miami Springs. Ground ball to Garcia. Over to Roca for the 1st out. It's 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 5th inning, Darian Soto steps in to face Alex Rizzo in a 5-0 game. Taylor Ancheta steps in to face Rizzo with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th in a 5-0 game. He hits it over to Alvarez. Nice play to Roca for the 3rd out. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Kevin Leon, top of the 6th inning for the Sabres to face Esteves. I got a piece of him. The catcher, Rafael Rizzo, steps in with no outs. Runner on first base, top of the 6th inning to face the starter for Springs, Magdiel Esteves. That one's hit high and in between Mercado. Wow, what a catch.
Justin Mercado coming out of center field.
One out and a runner on first base. Brandon Roca steps in for the Sabres in a 5-0 game, top of the 6th inning. A big strikeout. It's either 9 or 10. Yanni Carlos steps in to face Estevez. Estevez has 10 croquetas already today. Soto makes the play for the 3rd out. The Sabres leave 1. They get none. We head to the bottom of the 6th with your score. 5-0 in favor of the home team, the Golden Hawks. You're watching FSPN.
We're to the home 6th.
Bottom of the 6th. Argote steps in to face Alex Rizzo in a 5-0 game in favor of the home team, the Golden Hawks of Miami Springs. Second baseman Jordan Torres steps in to face Rizzo with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Walks Torres with 1 out. It's going to be it for Alex Rizzo.
That'll be all for Alex Rizzo.
New pitcher on the mound for the Sabres is the big lefty, Big Hank Henry Pereira. And he's going to face Justin Mercado with 1 out and a runner on in the bottom of the 6th inning in a 5-0 Game 2 of a Class 3A regional final series. Wow. Torres is going to make his way to second. With 1 out, it's going to bring up Kelvin Pereira. Kelvin Pereira, the batter. Grounds 1 to Alvarez, scoops it over to Garcia. And they get 2 to end the inning. We head to the top of the 7th. Your score is 5-0. You're watching FSPN. The Golden Hawks of Miami Springs are only 3 outs away to punching their ticket to the Final Four in Fort Myers, the Florida High School Athletic Association State Championship Finals. Up to bat for the Sabres, Matt Proven. Mason Proven hits one high to Alvarez, and he makes the first out. Heredia steps in to bat for the Sabres with 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. Ground ball to Perez. Goes over to Soto for the 2nd out. And there's 1 out away. Madiel Estevez reaches his pitch count. And Espinosa's going to come in, try to get the final out and get these Hawks into Fort Myers. Anthony Espinosa to face Garcia. And the Hawks need one out to punch their ticket to Fort Myers to the state tournament. This could be it. The Golden Hawks are going to Fort Myers. Unbelievable season. I'm going to try to get an interview with head coach David Fhsaa. Thanks for watching, everyone. Congratulations to St.Brendan's on a great season. And you guys will be back next year with an experienced team. And the Hawks of Miami Springs are moving on to the state championship in Fort Myers. We'll be there next week to cover that right here on FSPN. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Springs will play its Class 3A state final contest on Monday,
Oh no, here they come
March
again.
19th.
Oh no.
Monday, March 19th.
Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh, no. Oh my God. Please don't hit the fence. Spencer Hilton with the backflip.
Monday, May 19th. It's been a pleasure doing these series.
Uncle Muggs here with David Fhsaa, the winner of the final. And David, I know there's a lot of work yet to be done, but how does it feel to get this far, to get to Fort Myers, to bring your team to the championship?
I mean, it feels amazing. Just the kids have been almost excellent all year. They've bought into what we've tried to preach all year, and you know, throughout the playoffs and obviously in the regional final, there's nothing else you can ask for. You know, our leaders stepped up. Rock and Max were great all postseason, and you know, as well as the other seniors. You know, the kids deserve it, the program deserves it. So there's no better feeling.
It's been a long time since Miami Springs is headed to a championship. Are you going to bring one home for the Hawks?
Oh, we're gonna try. School made it for the first time in 2019, and we lost to a good Tampa Jesuit team. And I remember sitting in that post-conference room and telling them that we'd be back. It took a while, but we're going back.
All right, Coach, congratulations once again. Now you can reserve your hotel room.
Yeah, I can.
All right, head coach David Fhsaa heading to Fort Myers with his Golden Hawks for the 3A championship, and you're watching FSPN.